What up, what up, what up? Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Not gonna happen in this video, but that's all right. You know what? Oh well, it is what it is. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody is doing good, getting through this week. Is the first week back since Thanksgiving. I am trying to play catch up, so I'm trying to get these videos out and try to get back to the regular live schedules, y'all. Mrs. Best will not be joining me this live. She'll be joining me later on to do Real Housewives of Potomac season 8, episode 4, and also Married to Medicine. And I don't know if she'll be with me through all of my lives today, but I know that she will for sure be joining me on those two. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. So, the episode actually picks up where it left off at Ashley's little luau, whatever she want to call it, a little housewarming party that she had. And we do realize that Ashley did mess up and got the tea back to Wendy about Aneka asking questions about her and everything. And we're all mad at Ashley at this point because one, you shouldn't even had even brought that to Wendy to that extent. And two, you've now created such a wedge between these women that in the next episode it even gets worse. So shame on Ashley for that. So they bring Wendy joins the table again, and they're trying to resolve all issues. So the proposition now goes for Wendy and Mia to have a conversation, and Wendy's not here for it. She doesn't want to have a conversation, and Mia feels rejected, and she starts to, say, "Well, what's going on?" She goes, "I don't want to have a conversation because you're slow." And that hit a nerve with Mia. And they were like, well, then fine. How about Robin and Karen? Why don't you guys have your sidebar? So Robin and Karen then go into the house and then they start to have their sidebar. So Karen just gets right to the point. Are you legally married? And is this an arranged marriage? And Robin was like, no, we are legally married. And no, this was not arranged. She goes, okay, good. All my questions are done. And then Robin fixes her mouth to say, well, the only reason why we have issues because you started it. And I said, Robin, Robin, this is only episode 3. You have already exhausted the fuck out of us. Already. Because we're trying to figure out how is the issues between you and Karen's fault, and she started it. So let me ask you a question, Robin, since Karen started all of this drama between you and her. Did Karen drive by your house wearing a Pizza Hut man costume, try to act like the pizza delivery boy to see if you lived in the house that you said that you were renting? No, that was you. Okay. So did Karen, when her husband was having tax issues, did she put on a white t-shirt saying free Robin when you were having your own tax issues? No, that was just you and Giselle. Oh, okay, okay. Robin, when you were at the event with Karen, when she was trying to promote her business, Ladon Fragrance and everything at this pop-up shop, did you did Karen scream out to you, calling you a liar in front of a whole bunch of people at a networking event? No, that was you. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out in the past seasons, when did Karen start with you? I know she continued it because you wouldn't stop fucking with her. So she said, you know what? Fine. Checkmate. I'm going to start fucking with you and I'm going to hit you where it hurts, which is to bring up Juan, because we all know what that situation is. So, Robin, I'm sorry, but miss me with that because that is ridiculous that you would even fix your mouth to say that. But Karen has more grace than I ever would have had for Robin. Karen decides that they can go ahead and move forward. So they come back to the table. Everything is squared away with them. Wendy decides to leave because her and Mia continue to get agitated. And she tells Aneka, I like your energy. I hope to get to know you more, and tells the other ladies goodbye. So that was pretty much for Ashley's little barbecue. It is really unfortunate that this was the starting point for what's to come with the drama between the other ladies. So Karen goes over to Mia's house And she pretty much checks on Mia after Ashley's event. And G stops over. She hugs G. He takes the kids off. And Mia, opens up to Karen. And she said, it really didn't bother me that Wendy said that, I'm slow. I have a son who has autism. And I feel for the babe. I feel for the little boy. I do. Having a child with autism is hard. So I feel for her in that instance. But Mia, I need you to stop doing this. I need you to stop trying to emplace certain members of your family into drama when it's convenient that it's all being addressed to you. I.e., the moment when Candace said your mama was low class, you then turned around and said, well, your mama's on drugs, and if she relapses, you're coming after Candace. I will never forget that. So um, there's there's that. And then when all the rumors happened with you and Jacqueline, you lost your best friend over situations with G. So there's that. So I'm gonna need you to stop pigeonholing people into situations and telling them, well, my son has this, so you can't say this, or my husband has this, you can't say this. Nothing of that has nothing to do with what we're talking about here. Wendy was addressing you, man. If you can't handle it, then you should have sat there and shut your ass up. That's all I'm saying. So now moving forward into that, Karen listened, gave a sound advice, and that was pretty much that scene. So now we move on to Wendy and Candace meeting up for lunch, and they're meeting up with Wendy's friend who owns the little spa treatment down the block. I forgot her name and it off the tip of my tongue. Dang it, y'all. I am so sorry. But this is the friend that gets into the fight later on in the season with Deborah. So I'm already liking her as it is. I don't even need to know her name to already like her. But at this point, Wendy is revealing to Candace and the friend that Aneka has been talking about her. And Ashley and Candace like, well, how did you find out about this information? She said, Ashley told me. Ashley said that she was asking questions about me and about my family being Osu, which is, kind of like a Shun African hex or whatever you want to call that. And Candace was already off rip. Candace was side eyeing this. She goes, Ashley brought it to you? And when he said yes, Candace was like, I don't trust that. I don't trust that this is right. I feel like you need to have the conversation with Aneka. And Wendy didn't really take the advice. Wendy kind of is going to go ahead and trust Ashley on this one. And I believe that that was the biggest mistake that Wendy could have made because Ashley did start that shit. And Ashley was completely wrong of how that information go back. Now, if we want to play devil's advocate, Ashley didn't continue it, but she did start it. So it's a 50-50. It's like, yeah, we can blame Ashley for starting it, but would this information of this beef between Wendy and Becca would have happened otherwise? Maybe, maybe not. So moving forward from the dinner with Wendy and not Ashley, Wendy, Candace, and the friend. I cannot think of this friend's name, and it's going to kill me because I wrote it down and I lost a little piece of paper that I had with her name on it. But it is, what else I want to talk about? Oh, duh. So not Wendy, Aneka and Robin meet up. Robin just loved Neka. She was like, "Oh, your energy was so amazing and everything," and she gets to know her a little bit better. So Aneka says, following Ashley's little housewarming party, she gets a call from her cousin saying Wendy is talking about her and that Wendy's mother, says, "Have I ever prayed with you?" And she goes, "If I have, then, you're pretty much done," and pretty much disgraces Aneka and her family by saying she put her name into a shrine. Now, that was kind of a crazy accusation to say on camera because how the conversation started, she told Robin not to say anything, which Aneka, if you really know this woman that's sitting across from you, that woman don't hold water. So for you to sit up there and say, "Don't tell anybody," that was like you going live and just telling us this information yourself. You might as well have did that because she's going to go tell the one person who matters, which is Giselle, and it's going to get around the whole group and it's going to go down. So I don't feel sorry for whatever repercussion you get going forward based on this conversation you have with Robin. I don't feel sorry for whatever happens to you because you don't know this lady to trust her like that. Not with information like that. Now, for what I'll say, I'm going to hold my response of what I really think happened with that conversation between her and the cousin, because I think that the story was taken out of context. I think that she put a little bit more sauce on that, could put a little bit more sauce on that story than it really did sound. Because it didn't sound like to me what Aneka made it out to be. It just didn't. And I'll let you guys know my opinion on the next episode when they reveal a part of that conversation. So it is the day of Wendy's little her son's christening, blessing, whatever that tradition's called. Sorry, y'all. I'm really bad with this, but I'm trying to get through these episodes and try to get to the main episode of number 4 because I really want to talk about that. But moving on, they are blessing the child and everything is going on. And it was it was very nice to see, the son and everybody, go through the traditions and everything, becoming a man. I really did enjoy watching. Everyone looked very nice. The people that showed up were Karen, Ashley, Candace, of course, the friend that we met that I'm going to remember her name when I go get off this live and go into the next slide. I'm gonna apologize to that lady because that's not I actually do like the friend. And they're sitting at a table. And what Karen decides to do, well, not Karen, but Ashley says in front of the girls, she goes, "Hey, so the conversation I had about NECA and her mentioning that that's not how the conversation goes about." And Wendy's taking him out like, huh? And Candace just turned her head. It was like, see, I told you. If Candace's eyes could talk, they would have told Wendy, see, I told you she got this information wrong. I told you. And we all are like, yeah, we knew what this was. Like we already knew. But the fact that Wendy kind of went into it like blindly and just trusted Ashley right away, it was like, oh wow, you really have not learned your lesson because this woman cannot be trusted. So she says that NECA did not ask about you. The only thing she really brought up was the PhD thing. She goes, I guess you have a doctorate of philosophy. And Wendy confirms, yes, I do, amongst many other degrees. So Wendy still feels slighted, despite that Ashley said it really wasn't her asking any questions. And then they kind of do a flashback of NECA talking about Wendy, which it did come off as shade, I will admit. So I was like, okay, NECA, this ain't looking good for you. It's like if any input was for us to like NECA, that's all went away now because of the slight shade. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I'm 50-50 with NECA. I feel like I like her, but then I feel that she's trying too hard to come onto the show and make a staple, which she really does not do. If you would just, I want new housewives when y'all come on these shows. I want y'all just to sit back and observe everybody, make your noise and correct people who need to be corrected, but just kind of just play the fence a little bit and see where you get in the fit and not just automatically just go after the one lady that you knew prior to you joining the show. That's just not how that works. That's not how that should work. So that was pretty much the episode, y'all. It wasn't really much of nothing. It was kind of a filler, but it is the commencement of the drama between Dr. Wendy Asefo and Aneka Ahim. I'm telling you guys now, I do not like this. I do not like that they're pending the two Nigerian women who are both beautiful, both highly educated, both have great professions. I do not like that they're pitting them against each other and trying to make this whatever religion setup that they have as a point of that to disgrace that culture. I don't like this at all. I think that this is sad. And I hate that Ashley started this, but I hate that the two women are not trying to give each other grace. I think that that's also another big issue that I'm seeing. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the live now because I have to do Bell Collective and then join me and Mrs. Best when we do Real Housewives of Potomac season 8, episode 4, where she and I will discuss the entire episode and give our opinions a little bit more in depth. I tried to tone it down in this episode because I didn't want to jump too far ahead. But that was pretty much it, y'all. It was like I said, this was a filler episode that's going to lead us into the big blow up. So With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next recap. Bye bye.